People always ask us about resumes, right? And I tell them you should put as much time into your resume as you would put into writing a thesis for your PhD. It's as important as that, because if a PhD helps you get a job, so does your resume. The best tip for writing a good resume is to write a resume and write a cover letter to go along with it. And the cover letter is a great tool to explain why you really want that particular job and why you're interested in that industry or that company. But you can highlight your soft skills that you don't necessarily list in your resume.
Yeah, or how you relate to the culture of the organization. If it's a community-based organization, you can really talk about your volunteer work or how that's something that you're very passionate about. If it's a mission-driven organization, you can definitely encourage that as being one of the things that is important to you in terms of a profession.
Yeah, and that's a place you can put your hobbies and things like that as well, which could relate. Could relate, or it's something that the reader will identify with. And it's a first step of building a bond or a relationship.
For resumes, in terms of the format that we recommend you using is to go in chronological order. So starting with your most recent position and then going down from there. In terms of how far you go back, it really should relate to the types of relatable experience you have for the job you're trying to go for. The best way in a resume to brag about your career accomplishments is through your professional summary and using some career highlights that really demonstrate your best skills and experiences and accolades.
Another thing that is really helpful is to make sure you don't have grammar errors and typographical errors. So make sure you proofread it and have 2 or 3 other professional colleagues proofread your resume to make it look really outstanding. You don't have to put everything you've ever done in your career on your resume, although many things that you may think that you don't need maybe should go on there, and vice versa. So if you've had a fairly long career or you've had very complex different types of roles, then it may be important for you to have a 2 to 3 page resume. If you've had a short career or early in your career, or your roles have been very, very similar, then you can maybe do just 1 page. So you want to keep it as concise as possible while delivering all the important information.
Our recommendation is that when you're sending a resume to put it into a PDF form, because that way then it cannot be changed or possibly reproduced or put into a different format that you intended to have it received by the employer.
This segment is sponsored by Bishop & Company.